and welcome back to my channel. My name is Taylor, and on this corner of the internet, we really like to read and we really like to crochet. So if those are two things that you are interested in, you are in the right place. Today is going to be my September reading wrap-up. So September was an okay reading month for me. As I have mentioned before, I do have a day job, and this time of the year tends to be a lot of traveling for me. I, was traveling 3 of the 4 weeks of September. I was in and out of town. It was honestly a very stressful time for me. So it was a lot of audiobooks and, books on my Kindle and things from Kindle Unlimited. So I didn't finish any books off my physical TBR. I do not want to talk about that because I'm not happy about it, but it's fine. So if you just want to sit down and talk about books, I feel like we got a really cozy vibe going on. Grab a drink. This is The Power of Purple from Trader Joe's, and it's like 7 purple fruits and vegetables, and then I mix it with club soda to give it a little bit of like a fizziness, just because I do like carbonation, and it makes like a nice little like fizzy juice. And so let's just hop in. I read 8 books in the month of September. So let's just start out with Check and Mate by Ali Hazelwood. I gave this 3 stars. So this is a romance between our main female character, Mallory Greenleaf, who is a former chess prodigy, and Nolan Sawyer, who is the best chess player to ever live, who also just happens to only be like 20. This book was short, it was cute, it was very sweet. I honestly really liked this book despite it having 3 stars. 3 stars does not mean it's a bad rating, it's just like not a perfect book, there is no such thing as a perfect book, but it didn't give me that like 4 or 5 star like kind of feeling, I guess. I believe most of the reason I gave it 3 stars was because our main female character, Mallory, her family was awful in this book. It made it almost difficult to read at times. Her family just like really gaslit her a lot, and she just like took it on the chest or on the chin, and like she was such a trooper. I really liked her. I know that there was some controversy when this book first came out. People were like, oh, how is it young adult? But they're like talking about sex and all this stuff. I remember, I think it was the author's note. I listened to this on audiobook, and there was definitely some sort of note that said like for 16 plus, and I think that that's like pretty appropriate because it was like closed door. There really wasn't anything explicit in any way. They do mention that our main female character is bisexual, that she has dated men and women, and I also don't really find, well, she doesn't date, but like had relations with both men and women, and like I didn't find anything off-putting about it. And if you've listened to any of my other like reading wrap-ups or my rants about books and age appropriateness, like I've got some pretty strong opinions on it, and I personally didn't feel anything off with this book. There is a little bit of an age gap. Our main female character is 18 and our main male character is 20. I don't find that to be an abhorrent age gap. I know other people might feel differently, and that's well within your right. They are still like young adults. I don't know. I liked it. I thought it was really cute. I thought it was really fun. I thought chess was such an interesting concept. Ali Hazelwood just like really surprises me with her concepts for her books, and like honestly I'll read anything she writes at this point. I just think that she's really good at what she does, and I love reading about people in these very interesting jobs, especially like I'm just a marketing coordinator, and I know that some people think that that's like, oh, it's just like easy, like it'd be easy to write a book about someone who does my job, whereas like you're a chess prodigy and you had a like sponsorship to go play chess for a year, like that's a cool job, or being a TA or a professor or anything like that, like those are cool jobs. Anyway, that's a tangent. Anyway, The next book is The Honeymoon Crashers by Christina Lauren. I also gave this 3 stars. This is an audiobook exclusive, and it had a full cast of characters, which I thought was like pretty cool. Every character had their own voice actor, and you know, we switched POVs a couple times between our main female character and our main male character. It's a little novella that I found to be quite fun. It is supposed to be like a companion novella to The Unhoneymooners by Christina Lauren, and I have not read that book, which I might in the future. I wouldn't say that it's like a spoiler. Like, the main thing that's happening in this book is like there's a wedding, and our main female character is like helping plan the wedding, and it's like a romance between, like, she's the maid of honor and like the best man. Really short. It's only about 5 hours. It was fun. It was fine. Okay, so these next 2, I didn't read them. Well, I did kind of read them back to back, but I'm just going to kind of lump them together. So it's The Never King and The Dark One by Nikki St. Crow, and it's books 1 and 2 of the Vicious Lost Boy series. And I gave them both 3 stars, but despite that, like, I am in love with this series. Are they the best written things? No. But are they a good time? Absolutely. I'm having the best time reading them. I'm reading the 3rd one right now. This is considered like a dark romance. It's a reverse harem, and there's a very compelling plot aspect to this book that honestly, like, I kind of like better than the romance. I realized this year that I love a reverse harem plot line, but I think that the plot of this book is honestly where it shines, and I wish there was more of it because they're really, really short, actually. Like, basic premise of it is that every darling woman has been taken by Peter Pan when they turn 18, and at the beginning of this book, our main female character, Winnie, turns 18 and she is taken by Peter Pan. She doesn't know why. All the women in her life, like, they all come back. They're all taken and then they come back, but she, like, doesn't know why. And apparently none of the women in her life were able to, like, explain it to her because they all, like, kind of go wonky in the head. And, like, Pan just keeps saying, like, oh, I need help with something. And she's like, well, what do you need help with? And that's, like, part of the mystery. Yeah, they're all available on Kindle Unlimited. I'm having a really great time reading them. I think they're really fun. Like I said, I think that there is so much more to be explored within this universe that Nikki St. Crow has created. I just, like, wish there was more, but I am on the 3rd book. I know that there's a 4th book, potentially could be a 5th book, so we'll see. The next book is Twisted Lies by Anna Huang. I gave this 3 stars, and I'm just, like, glad to be done with the Twisted series. I am a completionist at heart, and I know at some points in, like, my life and reading career I've been like, oh, you know, like, I just won't finish the Twisted series, and in my brain I just, like, couldn't do it. I listened to it with my Spotify Premium account. I just, like, did not care about this book at all. I did not care what was happening. It was too long. Kristen and Stella are cute, don't get me wrong, but, like, he does some weird stuff. He does. And I know that these are, like, the Twisted series are really good books to try out if you think you might like dark romance. Like, if you like those books and you're like, but I want more, I would definitely, like, go into dark romances a bit more. But I just felt like there were no stakes in this book. It kind of felt like nothing mattered. It just, I don't know. I also think there's, like, a big B plot line that kind of pushes Christian and Stella together. And that mystery and twist just felt so, like, there weren't enough crumbs left to even, like, wonder who this person was. Like, there's a mystery aspect, but I don't feel like it was done very well, in my opinion. The next book is Iron Flame by Rebecca Yarros. I loved this book. Honestly, I loved it even more than Fourth Wing. There was a lot of things said online when this book came out. People were very disappointed in it. They were like, oh my gosh, where's the romance? Where's this? Where's that? And that's why I did put off reading this book for so long. But I think this book does a very good job of heightening our stakes, of opening up the world. We understand more of the politics of the world. And then, you know, if you read Fourth Wing, you know, there's a lot of things that happen. And, like, I understand, like, I don't know, people who are like, oh, you know, it's just stupid what they're doing. Like, no, I get it. I totally get it. I think it's worth the read if you like Fourth Ring, especially if you plan on, like, continuing with the series, which I do. I think that, like, I'm just really excited for the next one to come out. I think it comes out in January. So just, like, manage your expectations on what you want for the romance, because I think, like, Fourth Wing very much got its foot in the door being a romantasy. I did like Fourth Wing. I think Iron Flame now is making it more fantasy-esque. We're heightening the stakes, and we just gotta see where things go. Because, you know, if you think about it, even ACOTAR, you know, that second book is huge, and what are we doing? We all know what the chapters are, because it's not all that. Yeah, there's a lot of tension, but, like, there's also a lot of politicking going on. There's a lot of world building that's going on that we didn't get in the first book, and it makes sense as to why we didn't get it in the first book. So, like, you know, you gotta give it a chance, I guess, you know. Because also, I think that, like, the ACOTAR world is, like, very easy to understand when we think of it in relation to, like, our world. Because, like, there is politicking, but, like, it's not super complex, whereas I do think that, you know, Fourth Wing and Iron Flame are a bit more complex in that regard. That's just my opinion. Don't come for me. I do love ACOTAR, so, like, this isn't, like, me hating on it. The next book was A Wrinkle in Time by Madeleine L'Engle. I gave this 3 stars. I found this book to be very boring. I just did not get it. I listened to the audiobook in one sitting, and I just, like, don't get the hype. But I would feel bad giving it any less than 3 stars, because I am no longer the target demographic for a book like this. It's a middle grade. It's a fantasy. It's definitely quirky. It's a quirky book. No, it's held in such high regard, and for it to fall flat for me, like, I don't know, it, like, made me feel bad. But, like, it's not a bad book, if that makes any sense. Like, I give it 3 stars because objectively, you know, the book is fine. And, like, me not being the target demographic, like, I feel like that would be poopy for me. I bet if I had read it when I was a kid, maybe I would like it more. And then the last book I have for September was That One Night by Emily Rath. I gave that 3 stars. So this chronicles the kind of one night stand that Rachel and Jake have before the events of Pucking Around. It was okay. I just realized that, like, I don't think I like Rachel very much. She's very preachy, and I just, like, don't understand her need to, like, insert zodiac stuff into everything. As a fellow zodiac girly myself, it felt weird and, like, not, I don't know, it just, like, didn't fit. It felt like in the context of this story, even though I know in Pucking Around it is, like, a big thing of her personality. Like, she does care about that stuff, and that's okay to care about. I just, like, felt like she wasn't as weird about it in that book. I don't know. Maybe it's just because it was sandwiched between, you know, 500 pages of other stuff going on. But, like, I just didn't feel that... I didn't feel that much zodiac stuff from her in that one. I definitely want to read the other books in the Jacksonville Rays series, and I want to read the 2 novellas that happen after the events of, like, Pucking Around with those characters, but I definitely need to give myself some time. I need some, like, space from Rachel. But this novella definitely made me realize that I really like our male main characters in that book. So we'll see how I feel about Tess and the other one, the other 2 girls in this interconnected standalone series. We'll see. Not quite sure. So this reading month really wasn't anything to, like, write home about. My plan for, you know, the rest of the year, I'm planning on lumping together October and November reading months. We'll see how much I get done with reading. I have, like, a lot of plans and things for the next 2 months. So the plan is to have my next reading wrap-up be in early December. That doesn't mean that I'm not going to be talking about reading. It's just that I'll probably be talking about it a little bit more in passing with, like, my vlogs. And I do want to do a reading vlog here coming up, but it's just kind of the way that everything fell into place. But yeah, that is everything I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching. Again, if you like to crochet or you like to read, this is definitely the place for you. I would love to have you subscribe to the channel and be a part of our growing community. Please like the video and let me know down in the comments below what you are wanting to read this fall, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!